Okay, so 6 years ago, I designed a little lace picot heart. It is available as a YouTube video. I'll put a link to the original video. But I always think it's good to revisit old patterns to see if I can improve them. So this was the original heart shape. As you can see, it's kind of round. So I have redesigned it a little bit so it looks a little bit more heart shaped. So in this tutorial, we are revisiting this old pattern to make a lace picot heart, a little bit more heart shaped. Okay, so for this tutorial I'm using a DK light worsted weight yarn, but you can pretty much use any yarn weight that you like for this pattern. This is a yarn weight of 3. With that I'm using a 3mm crochet hook, and you're also going to need a pair of scissors and a yarn tapestry needle for sewing in your ends as well. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so we're going to start off with a chain 4 loop, and this pattern's pretty beginner friendly, so hopefully you can follow along if you're quite new to crochet. So we're going to start off with a slip knot. You can also use a magic ring, magic circle as well. So we're going to chain 4. So chain 1, 2, 3 and 4. And we're going to put our hook into our first chain. Going to grab the yarn, bring it through the first chain and straight through the loop on your hook to create a little loop of chains. And from there we're going to just do a little chain 1 for leverage. Then we need to find the center of our chain 4 loop. Be careful not to put it into your first chain that looks bigger. Into there, put our hook into the middle. We're going to do 8 single crochet. So just wrapping it around the chains. We're going to work a single crochet. So this pattern's in US terminology. In UK terms, that's a double crochet. So 8 single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 7, and one more, squeeze one more in, 8 single crochet. Okay, so if you carried your tail end, you can pull it to close the center hole a little bit. You can sew it closed if you prefer, but actually leaving a little hole can look quite nice, so don't worry about that too much because this is a very lacy heart. We're going to slip stitch into our first single crochet. So find your first single crochet, put your hook under there, grab the yarn, bring it through the single crochet and straight for the loop on your hook to slip stitch. Okay, moving on to round 2, we're going to chain 2. Chain 1 and 2. Already this is different from the original pattern. So chain 2, we're going to skip the first stitch, the one we just slip stitched into underneath those chains. Then in the next stitch we're going to do a single crochet. So work a single crochet in the next stitch. Then we are going to chain 4 from there. Chain 1, 2, 3 and 4. So chain 4, and then we're going to do a double crochet in the next stitch. So in UK terms this is a treble. So yarn over and going straight into the next stitch and work a double crochet. Pull through 2, pull through 2. And we're going to repeat that all the way around until the last stitch. So we're going to chain 1 in between, chain 1, then 1 double crochet in the next stitch. So just chain 1 and repeat that. So chain 1, 1 double crochet in the next stitch. So repeat that until the last stitch. That makes more sense. Chain 1, 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Okay. Chain 1, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1 and 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, and we got to our final stitch, but that is a fake stitch. So we have to be, I'm going to leave this in because this is a really good example of where things can go wrong. It can always look like there is another stitch at the end. You might think that's your last stitch, but that's actually your previous slip stitch. So it's not our last stitch. We need to come undone. So I'm going to undo that double crochet in that chain 1. And that's our last stitch there. So once we get to the last stitch, we're going to chain 4, not chain 1, chain 1, 2, 3 and 4, chain 4, and we're going to do a single crochet in that last stitch. Okay, I should put the written version of this on the website so you can follow along that way as well. Ignore the fake stitch, and we're going to slip stitch in this chain 2 space we did at the beginning. So put your hook into there, into that chain 2 space, grab the yarn, bring it through the loop on your hook to do a slip stitch. Okay, so we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chain spaces by the end of that round. Okay, now we're going to chain 4, chain 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to do 1 double crochet in this next chain space. So put your hook in that big chain space and work a double crochet, or treble in UK terms. Okay, let's move that over. We're just going to slide that over. Then we're going to chain 1 and do a double crochet in the same chain space. So go back in there again. Do another double crochet, and we're going to repeat that twice more. So we're going to chain 1, another double crochet in there. Then repeat it once more, chain 1, double crochet in the same chain space. So we end up with, in this chain space, we have 4 double crochets with chain 1s in between. Okay. Then moving on, we're going to chain 1 in between. When moving over to the next chain 1 space, in there we're going to do a double crochet, chain 1, and another double crochet. So this time we only do 2 double crochets in there. Okay, so just double crochet, chain 1, a double crochet. Then we're going to chain 1. Then in the next chain 1 space, we're going to do a treble crochet. So we're going to wrap the yarn around our hook twice. In UK terms, this is called a double treble. Put your hook into the next chain 1 space, bring the yarn through. And with a stitch that's a double crochet or bigger, we just yarn over, pull through 2, a yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 to get our treble crochet stitch. Then we're going to chain 1 in between. This time we're going to do a treble crochet again, so yarn over twice, but go into the next stitch. So not the chain 1 space, the next stitch. Top of this stitch here, going to work a treble. 2, pull through 2. Okay, so it's coming in that stitch. Then we're going to chain 1, but this time we're going to slip stitch in the top of that treble. So bring your hook down, kind of put it backwards into the top of that stitch, then grab the yarn and bring it through the loop on your hook to do a little tiny chain 1 picot. Okay, then we're going to chain 1 again, and we're going to do a treble crochet in the next chain 1 space this time. So a treble in the chain 1 space, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Then we're just repeating the stitches in the opposite direction. So we're going to chain 1, then in the next chain 1 space we're going to do a double crochet, chain 1 and another double crochet. So we just do the 2 double crochets in there with the chain 1 in between. Then chain 1. Then we're going to do, in the next, this chain 4 space, we're going to do a double crochet, chain 1, a double crochet, chain 1, another double crochet, chain 1, and 1 more double crochet. So in this chain 4 space, we've done 4 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, with chain 1s in between, okay, which matches this side. And then after that, we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to slip stitch in this chain 2 space at the beginning. You remember this chain 2 space down here beneath these chains? Put your hook back into there and slip stitch into there. Okay. Okay, final round, we're going to slip stitch in this next chain space along here, this chain 4 space, slip stitch into there. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to slip stitch in the next chain space, the next chain 1 space. Okay, and we're going to repeat that all the way around, doing chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch in the next chain 1 space. Actually, it's not all the way around, it's to the bottom. So repeat that to the bottom. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch in the next chain 1 space, and so on. 1, 2, 3, slip stitch in the next chain 1 space. Okay, so repeat that to the bottom till we get to those trebles at the end. So the first time you're repeating this 7 times, I think. 2, 3, slip stitch, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and this is our last chain 1 space, slip stitch. And now we're up to that little picot that we made at the very end. When we get to there, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and we're going to slip stitch as neatly as you can in that little picot. So just put your hook in there and slip stitch into that little picot. Okay, and then we'll just back to our chain 3 slip stitches up to the beginning. So we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch in the next chain 1 space. You should repeat that. I think in total we do it 8 times. 1, 2, 3, slip stitch in the next chain 1 space. Okay, back to the beginning, and then we're finished. 3, slip stitch, chain 3, slip stitch, chain 3. I love picots. I don't know, there's something so pretty about picots. They always make everything look so dainty and pretty. Such a nice thing to add. If you ever end up with a granny square or any project, then you think it's a little bit boring around the edges, just add picots. They're just so lovely. 1, 2, 3, and then we finish up with a slip stitch in that chain 4 space. And then once you've run out of chain spaces, we're just going to go back to that chain 2 space from round 2 and slip stitch in there again. And that's it. Then we can cut our yarn, leave a little bit of a long tail if you want to add a loop like with this one. And we're just going to pull that loop through. Okay, grab our yarn needle, thread it on, sew through that chain 2 space to the back, nice and tight to begin with, and we're going to turn it over, and you may want to add a loop. So then we just hide our tail ends, thread through some of the yarn, and then pull up a loop like this. Hold on to that there so you don't lose your loop, and then we secure this tail end by sewing a little bit. And then we're just going to hide our beginning tail end as well. Cut that down. What I like to do, I don't have to sew this centre hole closed because it's a really lovely lacy heart. So I'm just going to gently just secure that a little bit and trim it down. And we are done. There. And there we go. There is our really lovely Picot lace heart to go with our purple one. And I think it looks a lot better than the original design. Not that there's anything wrong with the original design, it's just I think this is much more heart-shaped and really pretty. So there we go, that's one from the archive. That's a revisited crochet pattern. I hope you enjoyed making it and followed along. And do always share your makes if you want to on social media using the hashtag HappyBerryCrochet. I love seeing your projects. And a huge thank you as always to our Happy Berry Plus members and our YouTube channel members, where I'm sharing behind the scenes and funny little things, so do check that out. And by clicking on the join button on our channel for some extra bonus benefits. And I will see you soon for some more crochet crafting fun. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.